Hey, good morning, guys. Today we're going to do the week 6 update. Oh, and there's a bug. All right, this is going to be our week 6 update video. And what I can say today is that we've pretty much just gone into maintenance mode at this time. A lot of what we're going to be doing for the next couple weeks is starting to get some of these vegetables or fruit that have gotten to a point where they need to come off the vine and get those home or get those to whomever wants them for friends and family. But we're not planting anymore. I think the only planting we did was some additional pumpkins by seed. I think we did like a Michigan gourd mix John threw over on the other side. We'll see what happens with it. I mean, we got till late September for all of that stuff. What we're doing now is taking care of these tomato plants, making sure, as you can see, that they are growing properly. Make sure your tomato plants are staying within the cage boundaries that you have set up for them. Getting rid of some of the suckers so the plants can still grow tall and get all that air circulation underneath by pruning the lower branches off that are very susceptible to like any kind of blight, mold, or any kind of a spore from the soil coming up. What I have had a problem with is on this side of the fence, and I mentioned it before, the guy next to me keeps watering like every day, and the tomatoes don't need it, and it drives them nuts, and they start to get, as you can see, they start to get black on the edges, and got to trim some of that up because that'll take over your plant and won't totally kill it, but it's gonna, you know, when you do the pruning, it's gonna remove a lot of that plant energy that it needs to produce food. But the one thing that we really did this week, and we're gonna stay heavy on because it's that time of the year at the moment, is the zucchini. So zucchini is just knocking it out of the park right now. I think I pulled 4 out yesterday, 3 the day before, and I've probably got 3 or 4 I need to pull today. So let's talk about the zucchini and talk about what we do to make sure that we have a good yield, that the plant is staying healthy, and that we're taking care of what we need to take care of. First off, we're going to talk about like pruning, right? So we're going to prune, or we have pruned, the zucchini plants. As you can see, we planted really close to each other on these zucchini plants. So what we're doing is pruning off all of the under leaves that either lay on the ground or are crisscrossing on top of other plants next to it. So we'll get that all cleared out, and that helps get that air circulation in there. And it also helps so you can see the zucchini, because I can't even tell you how many times last year we would just see a surprise zucchini that was like the size of a baseball bat because you just couldn't see it because of all the foliage that was around it. The other thing is, when you're pruning your zucchini, like I got a couple piles over here, always check the branches, right? I'm sorry, always check the leaves. What you want to do is check the underside, take a look at the leaf, inspect it, the holes, if there's any mold or, you know, the leaf dying or anything like that. Some of the main things you're looking for when you pull them off is that you, let me see here, see if I can find a couple. Make sure, like in these grooves here, that there's no eggs. And if there are, you got to kill them. You can't just throw this away, because what'll happen is those will still hatch. So every time I pull off a leaf, I take a look and want to make sure if I have any, I'm squashing them and getting rid of them. These are from the squash bug. Of course, I can't find any right now. I had one to show you guys, and I can't see what I did with it. Well, anyway, there are these little itty bitty dots. I think I've seen them. I've shown you guys those before. Let me go over here and see if there's any more. No, I've done a lot of this in the past day or two, so. But anyway, what I normally do is I take them, I'll crush them, and then I'll get rid of this. I'll clean this all up, get it out of the garden, just in case there's anything on these leaves. I don't want it near any of my other plants, so I'll just pick them all up and toss them on the other side of the fence. But as you can see now, I'm clearing up these rows, making sure there's a lot more gaps in between, a lot more airflow underneath there. And as you can see, within the last couple days, like this zucchini right here was not ready to pick yesterday, but it's a monster now. I don't like them any bigger than that, so we'll get that one off there. There's a couple other hidden ones. Oh, there's a good one over here. that's completely propped up. Didn't even see it because it's not lit. There it is. Look at it. Like growing straight up. Got to get that bad boy off there. He's getting chunky. Another one right here. Look at that. It's just nuts, man. These things are just blowing up. And I got quite a few other ones over here. We also do a little bit of fertilization with the female plants just to make sure. And the reason I'm doing that is because I started to see, not a lot, but quite a few zucchini that were not fertilized, and they will stop growing, or you know, they get really yellow at the very end and they get mushy, which means they're not gonna end up completing to become a zucchini. The bud's already fallen off of it, or the flower has, and yeah, it's just get rid of it. These are our smaller plants, so I don't have to do any maintenance on them right now except for just inspect the leaves, make sure that there's no bugs or anything on them. So these are all good. These 2, 4, 6, these 8 right here, and the other 10 over there are the ones that I've really been paying a lot of attention to. So let's take a look at what's going on over here. A lot of things that I haven't talked about in the past couple weeks that I will start talking about are the cucumbers. The pickling cucumbers and the longer English type cucumber too as well. These are getting huge. They're starting to blow up. They're starting to crawl out. So giving them each some areas to crawl out. Some are doing better than others. That one will probably go through the fence. This one's just going to go where it wants. These are going to start to vine out like insanely. So getting them a direction to go in is crucial. Oh, look. This is cool. Don't see this too often, and I'm going to kill some of the bugs that are in there, but got a female pumpkin blossom. We'll get that fertilized too today. And then oh wait, special treat. Oh man, he left. There was a bee in the blossom. So wow, huge day for the pumpkins. These are the most blossoms I've seen on these pumpkins since last year, obviously. But we're going to inspect all these branches too as well, make sure there's no squash bugs, eggs on them, and then we'll probably do some diatomaceous earth today. Not going to water today. Plants got plenty of water. Don't want to water these too much. This got too much water. These leaves are starting to curl a little bit, so we'll let those go a couple days. What else have we done? Cantaloupe doing great. As you can see up there, they keep vining. They're doing awesome. Got to pin these tomato plants up. What is this anyway? I think this is it's a yellow stuffer, so kind of a hollow tomato that people like to stuff, obviously. Hence the name. So I'm gonna do a little maintenance on the beans, get those growing up. We got a little. Oh, there we got a little cuke. That's awesome. Readjust some of the pinnings on this, and then yeah, just take a look. Like everything's looking great. Everything's doing good. So it can be a short video today. The other thing I did want to mention is our orange currants. These little small bushing determinate tomatoes, which you can see are just sitting here like this. I'm going to try and do something with them, but I haven't quite figured out what. We're going to get them up off the ground just a tiny bit, and then we'll start to just do the maintenance on the tomatoes, getting those suckers and all that stuff there. But sorry, talking like a million miles an hour. That's really about it for today. This week's really quiet. Everything's just kind of getting into its own and fighting those bugs and cleaning up stuff that needs to be cleaned up. As usual, tomorrow or Monday, we'll bring in a bunch more grass clippings from across the neighborhood and across the couple neighborhoods that we got here. We'll dump another 10 to 20 bags over here just to keep these weeds down. So if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments, and we'll try and address anything you guys want to hear or see, or if you guys have any ideas for any videos, we'll be happy to do that. All right, you guys have a good day. Happy 4th of July.